Okay, so I've known you since, when was Greenleaf?
Greenleaf was 11 years ago. 2009. I remember like when you cakap tu kan, and I was like, oh my god, that play. Punya lama saya tu.
Can we start from there?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, saya intro lah. Ini episode berapa tadi? Anyway. What's up? You're watching Sip Sip with Egan, and we are sipping air. Today with me is an important person. I can say our collective has been supporting each other since I don't know when, and she came from this group called the Greenleaf Theatre. Are you guys like the first? Oh, I'm sorry. Theatre discipline. You turn off your phone, sudah makan?
Yeah.
Were you guys the first independent theatre movement in KK?
I think we're the first theatre organization, like community theatre organization, like NGO in KK.
Wow.
I think so, yeah. And it was an organization that was created by youths for the youths of Sabah. Yeah.
And you guys were really young ni dulu.
Very, very young. Like, yeah, like baru habis SPM. I mean, these are my friends lah, you know, then younger than us lagi, ada lagi. But it was fun. We're still around.
Yeah, and I mean, we're basically family. I went to Hazli's place. So the six pack baker.
The restaurant.
Yeah. It's like Greenleaf Theatre all over again because everyone is still there. Everyone is still like family lah, ma.
Yeah.
You can really feel it ni. Terus yang rasa tua betul. Anyway, how is theatre nowadays?
I think in KK, I mean, to be honest, like, because I've been based in KL, so I have not been really following. I mean, it's kind of like, it's there, but it's not really as active as before, that's for sure. I mean, in terms of our organization, because all of us kami, like, semua lain-lain tempat bah. You know, so like some of us DKL, some overseas, so it's a bit hard for us to do something. But when there is an opportunity, some of us who are in KK will do it.
You guys still do like workshops or something? Okay, wait. Kita rewind. How did this all started?
Which one?
Greenleaf Theatre.
Greenleaf Theatre House started because a bunch of us, like Hazli, Tracy, me, and a bunch of other friends, we actually were part of the KDCA International Student Exchange Program to Korea.
Huh.
So this is what we, like, the short name is KDCA ISEP. So we were the second batch, or rather the first official batch, because the one before us was like the like trial group, and we were the official one. And we went to Korea together under KDCA, did an exchange program, a culture exchange program, pergi Korea, and that was in 2006. That's in 2006. And yeah, we were like, because of that, that's how we got to know each other, and we were so involved in performing, we were involved in like cultural stuff, and then gradually, like, because all of us also in our own schools, because these are all like different schools all together, in our own schools we do drama. So we have the English drama competition. So all of us were part of the competition.
Oh.
Yeah. Like all of us in our own schools. And then just so happens that KDCA ISEP happened, and we got to know. And then after we finished secondary school, after habis SPM and stuff, a bunch of us were like, you know what, let's continue this drama thing. Let's continue theatre. So then that's where Hazli had the idea, let's do an organization, because it's easier with an organization because we're all kids. We don't have money. So with the name NGO, we were able to then sort of have our passion as young people with like the art scene, but also have the support of different companies or the government to give us funds. That's how we kind of like funded ourselves, and our families, they're very, very supportive, so it actually all works out lah.
So all the members from Greenleaf Theatre, when you say young, I mean I assume everyone is passionate. Do you guys come from like ada yang senang, ada yang susah?
Yeah.
As real as it gets lah.
Very mix. Dia bukan semestinya di the sekolah-sekolah yang our friends kan are like all from I don't know, very far, like not just in KK, Penampang and like Taparuli, like very, very far. Like everybody have different like schooling, different family background. So because of this, that's what makes our group very rich lah, sebab semua orang berbagai-bagai idea, berbagai-bagai background. Yeah.
I noticed when you guys I saw some kind of a training in Youth Rap Alam Mesra. So I think it's like Randall's brother kah? Dia yang macam
Ralph.
Oh, Ralph. Oh, yeah. He was leading this session lah. And I feel you guys are so much more mature than how you look. Macam budak-budak bani, tapi the way you guys think kan, and yalah, dengan kamu punya suara, dengan kamu punya acting, and we saw the end product, which is very powerful.
Yeah.
How do you guys, were you like trained by professionals atau kamu masing-masing and
Self-trained.
Really?
We were all self-trained. We belajar dari silap, you know, and it's all passion, and it was really great to also have a very strong leader leading us. So Hazli was the first one. Hazli was the eldest amongst all of us, and he was the first one to go to uni. And in uni dia orang pertama drive kami semua to all our rehearsals.
Oh my God.
After Hazli, then I got my driving license. Then kami pungut semua orang. Yeah, we were all like very young. And then he was the first one pergi university. Jadi he was part of the theatre organization or whatever club in his school. And so whatever he learned there, he like will bring back and will ajar us. And then we sort of like support each other that way. It's very comel. It's like we're all
like
kids.
really, it's like a literal journey ni.
Yeah.
Cuba kau cerita pasal the library.
The library.
I enjoyed those days. Can you untuk orang yang tidak tahu?
Yeah. Kamera mana satu saya tengok mana?
Ini.
Okay.
This is the audience.
So I was like looking that one. So sebab kami semua budak-budak, kami semua tiada duit. Tapi apa yang kami ada is you know like support. So we have very, very good support daripada our family, and then daripada you know like our cousins or aunties. So one of our first location, the first ever location actually we did was this play called Aquas. Yes, Aquas. It was the Daniel Radcliffe Harry Potter guy punya play where he got completely naked for the horse. It was like, yeah, it was a huge thing because Harry Potter went naked for dorang punya theatre, whatever. So that was our first play. Nobody got naked, but we were very, very we went straight away lah. We did like a very, very hardcore punya play, and it was in a small hall. It was actually like a church di atas like mamak somewhere in Dongongon, and then we did it there, and it was so packed, but we made do, and it was just like very like wow, that was an experience. That was when 2008, so like 11-12 years ago, and then I think someone saw our play from the library, or like our cousin ke our auntie lah, someone say lah like maybe you guys should do in the library sebab ada hall di library Dongongon. And then so we were like okay, then we just started lah, they sponsored us the place, the library.
Betul ba?
Yeah, they were like really nice. They sponsored us. And so we did a bunch of plays di sana. We did our own script, which is better sebab the first play was Orang Putih punya script. Not many people know the reference. I also didn't know the reference. So we did our own play, and then the library di Dongongon was our space to do all this stuff, and we were so happy to just have a proper space Yeah, and you went to a lot of our plays
Yes,
to sana.
I enjoyed them.
One of the play was the improv play. The Dr. Blah Blah was actually
Yes,
an improvisation.
you were Dr. Blah Blah.
Yes, yes.
I love the fact that bila kami masuk, you greeted us, sudah in character, so we felt like this is like weird,
Yeah.
a bit cringy,
Yeah.
but when you think about it, Ken, not only you survived that night, you rised up, and I would like to say this, that tidak banyak orang can pull that off, and dari sana kan macam saya selalu jealous nih sama Greenleaf, really, like I mean I like painting, I like installation art, I like film, but if only I can act. Kalau lah saya boleh buat, but no, itu yang what else? How? Okay, the ticket that you guys made, yang dari business card, whose idea was that?
Hazli. I think it was Hazli. It's a lot of it, like all of the theater experience is all like him. So that's why like his restaurant sekarang, you feel like a very theatrical. Like when I first heard yang dia bilang, oh, you need a special code and it's like a hidden cafe, and then you go in and experience. I was like, Hazli punya kerja. He loves that. He loves like all this theatrical, but it's like it's also very exciting and something very different as well. Like yeah, that was all him. The tickets semua. At one point we did badges. Was that part of the ticket? I think that was like the badge. The badge was a ticket. Like the badge yang I think so, if I'm not mistaken. There's like a few. Mungkin just one time for that one. Yeah, lain-lain lah, different ideas.
And you guys had festivals and
We had the Splash KK festival.
It's like 1 and 2, right?
I think there were 3.
3?
There were 3, the Splash KK Art Festival. That was like the whole festival. It's like a full day festival. And we have arts, we have music, we have theater, we have like dance. And all of the participants and all the organizers are all Sabahan youths, like from different schools. And that was really, really fun. Like it was really crazy. It was really fun. It was a lot of work to do, but it was really worth it. We did it. The first one we did it was, I think 2011, 2000, can't remember. But it was in museum.
Yeah.
It was in the museum.
First it was the museum, and then
it was the KK, apa gitu, the art.
Sebelah the State Library tu kan?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was there.
That was nice.
And then they went to the art museum di sebelah tu yang the upside down.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was there.
Wow, you went through a lot.
Yeah. Yeah, it was fun.
Let's go to you. Relief nanti lah. Saya mau interview Hazli juga. Hazli. How are you?
I'm good. Saya baru balik kemarin.
Penat?
Not really. Yesterday I had a headache, but I'm okay. Like I'm just happy to be back to sejam, like finally.
Did you tidak ada quarantine lagi ba?
Tidak. But you self quarantine lah if you see fit.
Yalah.
Kalau you have all the thing. So I try not to like go jumpa like my grandparents. Itu pun kalau jumpa dari jauh.
Hug. Air hug. We were talking just now. The last time we met, she was excited-ish, bubbly, borderline loud. Dia juga lah, not so loud. My memories saja lah tu. I might be exaggerating. But now she's composed. She's
probably for the camera. Yes. Yes.
This is...
Habis ada 3 kamera di sini. Jadi terpaksa lah saya punya. Yes.
Are you still YouTubing?
Not now. I am currently in the process of changing direction.
You're reinventing yourself.
Yeah, which I've already reinvented through Instagram, tapi belum lagi through YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's why I was like in YouTube, mana dia ni Insta, like okay.
Yeah.
This is nice.
Yeah.
How did this start? Like, what do you call this? Sexual health. And you are, how you say, I saw a lot of videos,
Okay.
but when I saw that one episode, you were testing toys, I was like, what is this? Yeah, I'm probably like a uncle-ish grandpa mentality. When I see all these things, I'm like, I don't know how to respond.
Right.
I don't know how. I mean, jangan cakap pasal orang lain lah. Just me alone. I'm questioning. I'm questioning myself. Should I be watching my friend talking about this? Should I?
Did you watch it?
I did. I did. It was very detailed. It was.
Was it uncomfortable?
Yes.
Okay.
But it's a relief that someone is talking about it, and it's good to know that we've opened this door. It's now we are able to normalize this.
Yeah.
And
I think you have to probably let the viewer know what are we actually talking about.
Yeah, can you do that?
Dia sudah bercerita. I'm like, I don't think the viewers know exactly what is happening.
That's Egan, I'm sorry.
Apa toy? Kenapa normalize?
Is that video still up?
Yeah, it is. It's
Okay, I will link that video and you will know what I'm talking about. But yeah, let's hear it from her dulu lah.
Yeah, so basically, because I have like my background in theatre, my background in public speaking, actually helped me. So right now I talk about sexual health education, or another word is CSE, Comprehensive Sexuality Education. It is something yang I'm very, very passionate in. The reason why I'm passionate in it sebab masa saya muda, masa kita semua kecil, when we were teenagers kan kita banyak soalan. What is this? What is this emotion? What is this feeling? Why am I feeling this way? How do I, like relationship? What is relationship about? So it's very normal for us to try to go online. What is sex? What is masturbation? Is masturbation normal? Everything is very, very normal. And so when I was searching all of that, I get information. Memang you can find information, tapi all of the people yang bagi information kan are all orang putih, are all Western people, which is nothing wrong. Tapi it just feels like they don't understand my culture. They will just like, just go out there and buy a condom if you want to have sex. But in Malaysia, in Asia, we have a lot of sensitivities around it. We cannot just walk and buy a condom.
You have to buy keropok, you have to buy all this, minuman, and then last, sisip.
Even if itu paling last pun kan, kau panic tu, macam mana kalau ni orang judge saya?
Yeah.
What if this person judge saya? And all of that stuff. And so I just felt like macam ada kekurangan di sana. Kalau pun bukan dari website macam ni kan, or YouTube semua tu kan, you will find information pasal what is sex through porn, to pornography, which is actually worse sebab pornography is not real life sex, it's acting. It's like, movies, di belakang tabir pornography, banyak ada dia punya director, producer, makeup artist, so many people. But a lot of children, a lot of young people think that it's real thing. That is how sex looks like. That is how you should treat women. That is, in all of this. And there's a lot of misconception on pleasure, on sex, on body, on consent. Asking for permission is very, very important. Unfortunately, dalam pornography, you don't see all of that. You don't see people like, hey, can I do this? Can I do that? So that's why a lot of times there's a lot of boys get really confused, like, but I thought I can just do this, but then why is she angry at me? Why is she saying this and this now? I thought we agreed. But with consent, it has to be verbal, it has to be enthusiastic. Even if it's not verbal, even if you don't say like, I give you permission to do this, you have to like see the person's body language. So there's all of these things, tapi I cannot find it online, especially by people yang look like me, is from where I'm from, understand my cultural sensitivities. So all of that combined, I've always been passionate about talking about the topic on sexual health because I think it's very, very important. It's also very normal to, we all go through sex, or relationship, intimacy is something very normal. So as an adult right now, I feel like I sort of have this responsibility to give back to my community. And when I was thinking, what didn't I have when I was growing up? There's this quote, be someone you needed when you were growing up. And when I was growing up, I didn't have anyone to do this. So jadi saya pun rasa yang maybe I should do this. Maybe because now I am an adult, I know a lot of things, and I feel like I know what is lacking in Malaysia. And also, I'm good at talking in front of the camera. I have a theatre background. I have a public speaking background. Why not combine everything and do this? So I right now run an online platform on Instagram called Oh Hey Miss King, where I talk about sexual health, where I talk about relationship, body positivity, self-love, mental health. So all of these different things are in my page. Long story short. So basically, so the video yang si Egan cakap tadi itu is actually sex toy review. A brand called One Condom actually approached me and asked me if I could do a review on their toys, and I did it. And the way I do it is one of the things I wanted to do is I don't want to make this conversation about sex and intimacy and relationship something very serious. Macam bila ko cakap kan, terus ko macam ketat ni yang, oh shit, like malunya mau cakap pasal semua ni. No, it's something very normal. Lagi ko malu.
I feel like that now.
But the thing is, lagi ko malu, lagi there's a lot of stereotype. It's a lot of, you think you are alone facing something, but you're actually not. There's so many people who are facing the same thing as you, but because you don't share, like you think you're alone. Like a lot.
I think I've passed the me being alone phase. I know there's people like me, but how do I... Wait, bro, kita sama. Tidaklah kau. How do I go there? How do I approach people and how do I gang?
What I realize is that unfortunately it's quite hard. It's not impossible. It's just a bit tough for men to share amongst other men, to say that we like kau dah kan ni masalah or something like that. So I think like the most important thing is that you probably like, if you have any problems relating to anything, okay, whatever in lives matter, I think the most important thing that you have to feel is safe. Like you have to feel safe with whoever you approach with the information that you have. I don't know, it's like you have to like plan sikit-sikit kasi lepas information. I don't know. As I'm thinking, I think it's all about like just being brave to share and know that it's something normal that you're sharing. Mana tahu dia pun ada masalah yang sama, and then you guys cari penyelesaian. Or sometimes you don't even have to have a jalan penyelesaian.
Yes, that word.
Yes. Sometimes it's just good to just talk. Just good to share and share stories and stuff. So like, in KL sekarang, one of the things they do, which I really love, is that they do men's circle. In KL. So we always hear about women's circle, and this women's circle is where women just come together and just chuck up whatever that's going on in their life. Sometimes they have a theme. So like right now, this one place called Moon and Soul, for example, they're actually like a studio, and they do a lot of things like yoga or whatever, and they do men's circle where men actually come together and there's a theme to talk about. And the people who are organizing the men's circle are men themselves, to help other men, like men lifestyle coach or something like that.
What do you guys talk about? I mean, what do these men talk about?
There's a theme. So I can't remember what's coming on the upcoming one in KL. But it could just be something as simple as fear.
Oh, wow.
Like, what are you afraid of? Right? Fear could be something as simple, not really simple, but it could be about fatherhood. Could be about failures that you face. Just talk about all these things.
Oh, it's like triggering me, all these topics, okay.
Yeah, and the thing is, for a lot of men, it's really hard to share this side of you, because when we were younger, we were told that, we shouldn't, that fear, that being afraid of something is a kekurangan. It's a disadvantage. But being vulnerable is a disadvantage. That being strong is something positive or good. But without vulnerability, you wouldn't have strength. And this is when I was like in the flight yesterday, I was watching this talk by Brene Brown.
Oh, yes.
Do you know Brene Brown?
Yeah.
She has this talk on Netflix. She
okay.
yeah. You know like how Netflix have like all these like comedians doing stand-up? Yeah. Now they like do talks. So Brene Brown was talking about vulnerability and fear and courage. And she was saying like, there's no courage without vulnerability because, you need to be vulnerable to know what it means to be weak in order for you to be strong. So yeah, all these men's circle they're very, very powerful. And I hope that in KK we can bring something like this. But yeah, so I need to find partners in KK to do all of this stuff.
Okay.
I don't know if that answers your question, but anyway.
I wasn't thinking of that, but it kind of like, this is what I'm looking for.
Yeah. I think it's just all about just being brave enough to just share something. It doesn't have to be full on whatever you're facing right now. It doesn't have to be full on. Say ada ini. Kau share satu-satu, like just one problem, just to test and see how they react. And you share another one, and just to see.
How big is this men's apa kau bilang?
Men's Circle. I think this is the second time they're doing it. The Moon and Soul. Like it's the second time. I only know 2 organizations that does.
Banyak orang pergi kah?
I tidak tahu, to be honest. Sebab I cannot go because I'm
it's like
strictly for men. It's just strictly for men. And actually Moon and Soul, the space yang buat this men's circle, it's the owner is Sabahan. Like this lady called Nadia. Yeah. It's really cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking about the men's circle. It's like, no girls allowed.
Yeah.
It's like the tree house club thing.
Because women's circle also no men allowed juga. I mean, that's the only way you can like really share whatever
the dynamics
you want to share.
would be different lah. Kalau tiba-tiba ada anak lelaki ka, kau punya husband ka apa.
For sure.
Where do we go from here? Okay, I was reading this article this morning. This guy, his name is Marto. I don't know if it's a real name or not. Okay. So he was charged for molesting, and he is 39. I mean, people say life starts at 40. Now he's like ending his life at 40.
Oh, dia kena apa? Gagantung?
No.
Like I think like
your
everything.
life.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So he gets like, kita berapa tahun, and sebatan lah. And when he was pleading, he was saying that, oh, saya ada bini, saya ada anak, mau disara. I'm not so sure about anak. He did mention bini. How hard is it to? It's like when he's driving, he's a e-hailing taxi driver thing, and the boy was there.
Oh,
and
so
then,
it's a boy.
It's a boy.
Right.
So he was talking about things about pornography, and then dia buka zip itu budak, and then he touched, and I don't know what happened after that, but the boy was scared, and he was afraid of macam mana? Dia takut mau buat anything mah. So the guy just continued on lah, and then after that baru dia hantar pergi sekolah. How at that moment how can you not think? How can this just autopilot and you become this monstrosity of a human? And can you relate to that? I mean,
I'm not. I was like, can you relate to that?
No.
Like, are you asking me why does this happen?
Yeah.
Why do people be like this, act like this?
And I don't know if it's a Sabahan thing, but we read newspaper yang Borneo
Ini
Post.
Sabahan ya ni?
Yes.
Oh.
Borneo Post, Jet
Yeah.
Express, and I see a lot of like rape, molest, benda-benda macam ni bah. You don't find yalah scam, financial scamming, embezzlement, itu lain cerita lah. Tapi when it goes to this kan, like banyak berabis ni di Sabah. Like why is this happening here?
I honestly, I don't know. Well, I mean, we can suspect. Well, one is probably like a mental health issue. Like, they fikir mungkin it's normal. Maybe this person was probably abused as a child, and then he probably lost power, and he wants to gain power by abusing other people. You know, like someone who is weak. So like this boy, for example. It's, to be honest, it's like so hard to like figure out why someone can actually do that. I mean, it could also be like maybe tapi I think it's a mental problem with this one, because it's not normal to want to do that to a child.
Kan.
So
Saya gregetan ni dari pagi saya baca sampai sekarang saya macam, why does this happen here?
yeah.
Okay, I want to tell you something. I was sexually abused when I was 12.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll put it in more detail in another time.
This is your first time actually saying this
Yes.
on camera?
Yeah.
Wow.
I've done talks in schools in smaller circles. Never here lah. But this thing really haunt me. But I was open, I think, back in 2009, somewhere there, when I decided like, this is it. I just need people to listen to this. I need people to know that I've been through this kind of shit.
Yes.
And it has been easier for me to talk to people. And when you say about men's circle, I really like, wow, that's gonna be tough. Because, yeah, men in Sabah are basically like orang kuat. They toughen up, they macho, and they don't. I mean, I'm generalizing lah. Bukan semua lah. They have that face bangan. Dia takut mau, kalau saya cerita ni nanti saya kena ketawa kah, saya kena orang tak suka saya kah.
I think not just men in Sabah, I think men in general feel that too. Feel that like macam saya tidak mau macam weak in front of people. Yeah.
Okay, my
Train of thought.
yeah. Okay, next question. Can this?
Well, let me ask you. Why was it, when you share this story, why has it become easier for you?
I don't know. But every time I tell someone, the reaction from them is not the things that I expected.
What sort of reaction?
Back of my head, I feel like this is like, tula bakal, you're not strong enough. That's why this happened to you when you were. I was 12.
Yes.
Tula bakal, you didn't take karate. That's why this happened to you.
Yes.
That's why, sebab time kau budak, you're a bit girlish. So this happened to you. So when I was growing up, I feel like kalau saya cerita orang, these kind of reasons akan come back to my face bah. So when I told people, they were like, I know how you feel. Like, and certain people have experienced these kind of things. And begitulah yang terus ada bro ko ni. And I felt not alone.
Yes.
Yeah. Itu saja yang susah, yang how do I, that was the question just now. How do I find people so that so that I can link and make this thing
By
stronger.
using your platform, whatever you have right now, the platform that you have right now, the fact that you're sharing this story, and the fact that you're putting it out there to the world that, hey, I'm sharing my story and I want to build this community. I want to let other survivors out there, especially men, to know that you're not alone and that you're not weak, that you are strong, and what happened to you was not fair. It was a shit thing to happen to you, that you were just a child and you should separate yourself now as an adult looking back at that child, you know, and to know that bukan kau weak or bukan kau apa, but you know, you were just a child.
Yeah.
You
I didn't know anything.
You didn't know anything. You couldn't know anything, you know, and these are people who are supposed to protect you.
It matter more now when I have my 2 kids.
Yes.
And I feel like if I don't do anything about this, I won't be the victim anymore. But what's gonna happen to them? What's gonna happen? That's why I start interviewing people on how to live lives, on how to motivate themselves, and how this hustle of this daily thing. How do you get through all this? Plus this, plus sexual health. I want them to know that it's okay not to know. It's okay to learn step by step. It's okay to make mistakes now and again. It's not okay to repeat these kind of things. If it happens, then it's okay to seek for help. Am I making any sense?
You are making a lot of sense. It's okay to, it's okay to, you know, feel like you're helpless, but still reach out. So like what I said, to answer back your question, how do I approach people? How do I talk about all this? How do I build this community? Is by having all of what you just said in your mind to be part of your mission in life. This is your mission.
Terus tiba-tiba jadi purposeful ni.
No, seriously. Like, the reason why I do what I do juga when it comes to sexual health is because if I feel like this is not just a passion. A passion is something yang you can do and something that it just will go away. But when you feel like it's something like a mission in your life, that you know you're helping people, that you know you're empowering people, making them feel like they're not alone, this itself is a very, very strong mission to do whatever you want to do. You know, and you're doing it right now. You are creating platforms. You are talking to different people. You know, and now you're actually being open about this and you know, saying it in front of camera for the first time. And it's going to empower so many people. No, it's really going to empower. I mean, everybody has to start somewhere. Everybody has to like have a mission, have a goal.
Kan.
And you already said, whatever you cakap, itulah kau punya goal. And you're building this platform. It's perfect. You know? But the most important thing is to be brave.
How do I do that?
You just have to remember your mission.
Okay, sekejap. Saya kasih dulu.
Yeah. I am reading a book right now. It's called The Body Holds the Trauma.
The body holds the trauma?
Yes. And it's all about scientific research, psychiatry research.
Wait, recap. She has been reading a book titled
The Body Holds the Trauma.
Okay.
We were talking just now about like it became like very serious, very like
Bang.
motivational, because of Brené Brown. And saya tengah baca buku sekarang, and the book is called The Body Holds the Trauma. And this book it's really, really good. It's like a lot of scientific research. It's done by the psychologists, I don't know what you call it, but it's all about trauma. It's about in life. So talking about experience from people with PTSD, yang pergi war veterans, PTSD, rape victims, assault victims, people who went through like a huge disaster trauma in their life. So it was a really, really powerful book. It just makes you sort of understand why you feel the way you feel and how can you heal from that. And the exercises, the research that he did around that to sort of It was very like, it's a very, very good book, is what I'm trying to say. But I'm learning.
So people who are readers lah kan, can they just go to the library and look for stuff like this? Atau is there like a specific place they can?
I think kau boleh beli tu buku. I think it should be around. The book, The Body Holds Trauma, you can buy it. You can find it in the library kalau ada. But what I am actually, I say reading, but it's actually audiobook. So,
okay.
Yeah, so I'm actually like on this audiobook platform, and there's a minimum amount to pay every month. Tapi it's worth it lah. Sebab all the books like this, like I'm learning so much. So it's like, yeah, that's one way. Kalau kau tidak suka membaca, macam saya, I get like, wah.
Yeah, I know. I'm a visual person.
Yeah, so I'm usually like, whenever I listen to all of this I'm usually cooking, I'm cleaning, like listening. I'm like, oh yeah, wow, like it's cool. That's for the book.
So you're based in KL kan sekarang?
Yeah.
So apa kau buat sini sekarang?
Saya di sini
cuti
Malaysia.
Right.
So it's here for.
Do you see yourself coming back?
Yeah.
Doing this? Because in Sabah yang saya risau kan sekarang, the rurals, jangan pergi jauh lah. I think like 10 minutes away from Pinampang, kampung sudah.
Yeah.
Kan? And you find all these domestic violence, all these incest, all these cases yang not reported. I mean, kita biasa sama Youth Prep Alam Mesra. I'll give a link below. What is Youth Prep Alam Mesra? They are a lot of things, but they are like the support system that is very supportive lah. And they are professionals. And
they offer services for youths.
Yeah.
Especially.
Sangat banyak services. Saya pun macam, where do I start?
Counseling, cari kerja,
legal, and
I think there should be more now, because the last time I visited Youth Prep was like almost 10 years ago.
Those were like Greenleaf days.
Just a long time ago. Yeah.
Yeah, I am really worried for the younger generation now, because the adults sekarang kan macam they're in this threshold with all these social media, and you get all kinds of pornography and all these, they're exposed ba.
Yeah.
And I guess yang muda sekarang, they know how to handle social media, they know how to handle technology, they know how to handle this. But yang uncle-uncle, auntie-auntie sekarang kan, they see this as entertainment, information saja, and it's only skin deep. They don't
they don't see it as something that could like ruin dorang punya children.
And kalau dorang tengok saja, okay, but the moment it keluar dari mulut and they start talking, or they start touching, they start getting physical, sexual with family members atau with non-family members, it fucks things up. And this is where you get like all these case police lah, and it started with kunun innocent kind of, I don't know,
Play.
Play. Saya tahu, saya mau tanya kau kah, atau saya mau panggil kau balik, datanglah sini, tolonglah ini orang-orang semua sini ni.
No, yeah. I understand. Like, betul-betul I faham. I mean, personally, I've never been through it. But I understand, like, this whole situation. It's really tough. But I feel like also at the same time, this is why I do what I do. In terms of, sometimes susah kau mau bercakap sama orang tua.
Yeah.
Because they are set in their ways. So, that's why I, like my work, I like to talk to youths and young people for them to like protect themselves and know what is normal and what is not normal in whatever way that, like macam I was recently talking about safe and unsafe touches.
Okay.
For example. Safe touch is a touch that makes you feel comfortable, that makes you feel safe, like a shake hand or a hug. Unsafe touches are touches that is painful, like a kick or cubit, tampar. Unwanted touches are touches yang feel safe but you are uncomfortable. For example, a hug from someone that you don't want to hug. Like an uncle yang kan paksa, yang mau paluk sama kau. So benda macam ni. Because I think a few years ago ada ni case pasal this girl, she tidak tahu yang dia punya grandfather was molesting her until she learned about sexual education in her school. And this was in Sabah. Then baru dia bagi tahu cikgu like saya punya datuk buat begini-begini sama saya macam yang cikgu cakap tadi. Dan barulah dorang tahu yang dia punya datuk buat begini. You know? So sometimes I don't have the capability. So I'm still learning. I'm getting certification on certain things. And I really, really want to get deep into this. But sometimes it's also very, very strong to empower the children and the young people with information. Masalah dia, banyak orang takut yang kalau kita kasih tahu dia pasal sexual education, dia punya budak-budak meliar have like sex rambang or anything.
That's the
misconception of what is sexual education. But sexual education or comprehensive sexual education is actually education talking about your body. It can be as simple as your body. I remember when I was younger, my mom say something like, don't let any boys touch you. Like pegang you macam tu. Kalau ada uncle pegang kau macam mana, you bagi tahu saya. You tell me. You know, that is a form of sexual education too. Or it could be like saying what is the proper body part of your body. So sometimes we say tangan, we say telinga, but when it comes to our genitals, it's always like popong or apa lagi bobot or bam. You know, instead of saying the proper words like atau burung kana panggil, instead of calling it penis, instead of calling it vulva. And do you know what is a vulva?
I know it's somewhere there, but I don't actually.
Yeah, so the proper name of the female genitalia, di bawah, that you can actually see is actually the whole thing is called a vulva. And the vagina is only that small opening for the penis to enter and for the period blood to go out and for the baby to go out. But the whole thing is called vulva, but we always mispronounce it as vagina. So something as simple as letting our children know the actual name. Sometimes we malu, like what if the children cakap macam tu. But here's the thing. In law, if your child, touch wood, kena sexually molested or anything, and if in court, the court does not acknowledge the word bobot. The court doesn't acknowledge the word like bam. So you cannot say, that if the child were to say, the auntie touched my bobot, and kasi masuk finger in my bobot ka, whatever like that, or the uncle touched me like this, it's not going to be recognized in court. So it's very important to teach children the proper names of dorang punya genitalia. And so unsafe and safe touches, you know, all of these things to sort of empower them and protect themselves and so that they would know. I mean, that's my mission. And you know, and there's more juga. So, yeah, but
I'm really being educated tonight.
Yeah, it's so important. Like a lot of people think that sexual education is about to teach children how to have sex, but no, it's actually like you teach children age-appropriate sexual education. Like dari masa dong kecil, you know, you say like, okay, don't, you know, this is the boy's body, this is the girl's body. You don't need like straight away kasi tunjuk like what does the genital look like, you know, but just the differences. Boys have like this type of voice, I don't know. And then as you grow older, then you can talk about healthy and unhealthy relationship. You know, with teenagers. I remember I gave a talk di sekolah di Kota Belut kata. And then I was talking to them about healthy and unhealthy relationship. Apa yang toxic, apa yang positif, apa yang tidak positif. And as I was saying that, lepas saya habis saja berbincang apa tu toxic and non-toxic relationship, this girl came up to me and was like, Kakak Jasmine, saya tidak tahu yang selama ni saya dalam relationship yang toxic sebab saya punya boyfriend saya mau putus sama dia tapi dia tidak mau putus sama saya. And then dia cakap sama saya, kalau kau berputus sama saya kasih tahu bapak kau yang kau sundal macam ni, kau tidur sama saya macam ni. Padahal dorang tiada pun tidur sama-sama, you know. And then terus dia minta advice macam mana, how do I go about this, blah blah blah. So it's very powerful just to teach about healthy and unhealthy relationship, talking about pornography, that whatever kau tengok dalam pornography is not real, talking about puberty is another big thing. What happens to our body, apa terjadi pada badan kita kalau kita akil balik? Lelaki macam mana, perempuan macam mana. Macam kawan saya cakap yang, masa saya kecil saya tidak tahu yang saya ada period. Tiba-tiba aja berdarah. Mama saya tak pernah kasih tahu, bapak saya tak pernah kasih tahu. You know, atau dia rasa yang, you know, dalam genitalia perempuan kita ada kelentit, the clitoris. So dia fikir yang tuna kelentit, the clitoris tu, dia fikir itu ketumbuhan.
Oh.
It's a growth, but it's actually something normal as part of your body. Or like your breast, as it grows, it's something normal too. But then for them, it's like, saya ada penyakit ni kan, habis saya tumbuh barang tiba-tiba. You know, so all of this misconception, if parents were to educate their kids, it's something very, very powerful.
Even with social media today, do they get confused?
I hope, well, this was like stories from the past before social media and everything, but I hope that with social media they know better, and I feel like children these days, they actually do know better. But it's also like, we also need to be able to sort of like be like the adults to tell them what is the appropriate information to consume, because you never know apa yang dorang consume on social media. You know, mana tahu dorang tengok social media and something negative, it's not helping. But if they are smart enough, they would know, then it's just like, okay, this is education, this is good. And what is bad, you know? It's tough lah. As parents, we need to monitor. And it's better that information comes from us daripada online, I feel. But if there's a need, then...
Is the Malaysian education system helping?
The Malaysian education system, they do talk about sexual health, but not in a way that we want it. There's a lot more in terms of our education. We have a long way to go with sexual health, but the thing about our Malaysian education system is that they're actually like very supportive in asking outside organizations to come into the schools to ajar semua ni, ajar pasal puberty, akil balik, sexual education. Sebab when I was in KL, I was actually a part of an organization. It's called SPOT, S-P-O-T, SPOT Girl, where we actually go into sekolah rendah and talk to girls ages 9 to 12 about puberty, about sexual education, what happens to their body. We talk to them about contraception. We talk to them about addiction, unhealthy addiction. Because a lot of the schools that we go to are the B40 community.
Okay.
They're around like the B40, the lower income community, and so they're exposed to a lot of this. There's a lot of abuse, there's a lot of physical abuse, sexual abuse, they see drugs all around them, they're all like immune. So when I show them like a picture of drugs, they're like, oh yeah, ada tu orang yang bawa buat begitu juga.
It's normal lah.
It's normal lah. But so that's why like me being in KL sekarang, I'm getting as much as I can. And as much information, and it's as much like I'm being part of all these organizations, because I do want to bring whatever I learned to go back to KK. Like I'm really, because my background is working with NGO.
We need you here.
I know. I'm learning. I need to learn and bring back every information. Yeah, but this is why I am doing things online, with the hope that the youths here, the young people here, see what I do as well, and you know.
Do you get like fan mail gitu? Like, do people acknowledge that what you're doing is I mean, from KK?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
It's really nice. Actually, like, I feel like a lot of my followers are from KK, actually, from Sabah.
Bagus ya.
Yeah.
No, not your Greenleaf family gang lah. Good.
Kesian ni yang itu jadi my follower. Yeah, it's like my follower list is banyak jenis. Ada yang dari Sabah, dari, you know, like, it's because it's such an open topic, kan? So it's just like everybody within the region are following, which is really, really nice. And I do get you would think that if I'm talking about sexual health, that a lot of people would be against it. Sebab, oh, kau cakap pasal sex and everything. But no, actually, like a lot of people are very, very supportive, which is nice. They're supportive, and a lot of people actually come up to me and tell me how grateful they are, which I'm really, really happy. But also, what's also really important is that they come to me and tell them their story. Like, just share with me because they feel safe enough and comfortable enough, even though I'm a complete stranger. But sometimes people just want to share because they have no one to share it with.
True.
Like, whatever they're going through. Which is fair, and I'm more than happy to listen.
Let me stop you then. Sekejap.
Which school do you go to?
DPM. Dato Peter Mojentin.
Di mana tu?
Penampang. Sama level Bahang, San Michael.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Cool. Nanti adalah macam convent girls.
A lot of people think I'm from convent, which is not. I mean, my
Why?
parents. I don't know, because I pandai cakap English and I'm like, no. But my parents is like the typical convent kawin lasal. So, convent kawin lasal dapat DPM.
Okay. I was thinking about this question.
Yes.
When it comes to sexual education, you talk about a lot of things yang, yalah, all these things yang people think is taboo.
Yeah.
Religion-wise, Islam, Christian, everything in between. What do they think about this? I mean, how have you been approached by someone like, oh, ini akan merosakkan akhlak? I don't know. I mean,
Well, I mean, so far, tidak lah juga yang orang yang, apa ni, yang ni. Tapi ada yang orang tanya, kau ni murtad kah?
no.
Kau ni murtad kah? Kau apa religion kau? Dia mau tanya. And in my head kan, I'm like, doesn't matter what I am. Yang penting saya kasih ini information yang I think is apa. And then this is like by a follower bah, you know? It's like which I think is very weird. But, I mean, religious, I definitely get a lot of questions pasal orang yang, oh, what do you think about sex before marriage, religion-wise? Or what do you think of masturbation in terms of religion aspect? And I'm always saying that it's all in your pegangan, what you are strong in, and what, apa yang nama dia tu? Bukan sangat pegangan, it's like, apa kau punya pendirian?
Jati diri.
Apa yang penting untuk kau? You know, like if religion is something that's very, very important for you and you want to really like stay true to the religion and not to have sex before marriage, that's completely up to you. You know, I respect anybody who decides like, I want to save myself for marriage. Like, that's completely fine. And I'm happy, you know, I'm happy that you can do that. And you are doing that, which is great. There are also people who are like, but you know, I'm religious, but I really am curious. And then I'm like, if you are in that situation where you are religious, but you're also curious, and then you have to have a conversation with yourself. Apa yang penting sekarang? Your curiosity or your pegangan? Is your pegangan your curiosity, or you know, that's a conversation you have to. So the way I see it, like I tidak bagi tahu kau apa yang betul, apa yang salah. I will say like you have to really think about it. I mean, I'm there to listen to you, but at the end of the day, like that's your decision, and I'm not going to force anything to anybody. I mean, religion-wise.
That sounds cool.
That's as much as like religion stuff that people come up to be. I mean, they ask me about masturbation. Is it normal? I'm like, masturbation is very normal, but it's against my religion. How do I go about it? Well, again, it's really up to you. Like, because I know fate. It's tough when it's like, you know, you are against the fate, against whatever your beliefs are. So it's a conversation that you have to ask yourself. Yeah. I did also have someone who asked me, Jasmine, kau cakap pasal sex semua ni, kau mau tu na teenager semua have sex kah? And to that, I will just answer, teenagers, orang muda memang akan buat seks. Ada saya di sana, tiada saya di sana. Dorang memang akan buat seks, dorang memang akan curious, dorang akan try whatever benda dorang mau try. Dorang whatever, tapi ini yang tapi kalau dorang mengandung, di sana lah kau pandai bising, kok ini dorang ni tidak sex education kah? Bila sudah terlanjur, barulah kau bising. Kau tidak sex education, kenapa dorang tidak tahu ni? Bapa mama dorang tidak ajar. Macam mana tidak tahu? Sanalah kau tengok pandang saya balik. Bah Jasmine, macam mana ni? So I'm like, so if anybody is asking me, kau mengajar anak saya? No. I am. And knowledge is so powerful. We cannot underestimate the power of knowledge. Sebab there are research that says that in some countries, I think I can't remember which country, Norway or somewhere, where they actually teach children about sex education. It's part of dorang punya curriculum dari dorang kecil sampai dorang besar. Age appropriate sex education, bukan ajar terus budak kecil macam mana, but it's age appropriate sex education and it's part of the curriculum. And until dorang punya teenager, and dorang punya teenage pregnancy rate is really low. The teenage pregnancy rate is really low. The teenagers having sex is also very low because they understand the risks. Dorang tahu yang there might be risk of infection, there might be risk of unwanted pregnancies, all of these things. Versus the US yang don't really have a very strong sex education program, dorang punya rate of teenage pregnancy is so much higher. The rate of teenage having sex is so much higher. So it actually shows, and this is a scientifically proven method to show that the more you know, the more empowered you are, the more you will protect yourself. Because again, I knew about sex education ever since I was young. Like I was like 14. I was really passionate because I just really am curious. And because I know all this information, saya adalah contoh because I have all this information that I did not have sex. Because I know I'm not ready. And a lot of the times, children, teenagers, they have sex when they are not ready. They have sex because they want to impress dorang punya kawan, peer pressure, because they think they're ready or they don't want to disappoint dorang punya partner. You know, or if you love me, you will have sex with me. You know, that situation. Or they're just curious and they just want to try it out or whatever. So a lot of them, they're not ready. And a lot of them, they don't even know how sex work. They don't even know how pregnancies work. I have this one student came up to me and was like, this is like a 16-year-old student. Di Kota Belud juga, that school, when and she was like,
Is this a reoccurring thing, or is it like in the same session?
I went there 2 times. So I went to 2 sessions. This was back in 2018.
Oh yeah, KB ada statistik yang...
That particular school, I think it's KB. I don't want to, I think it's KB. Definitely, I think so. But that particular school, apparently, according to the teacher or the pastor, she was a pastor who brought me there. They cakap that school have one of the highest teenage pregnancies in Sabah.
Oh.
And one of the girls actually told me yang, Kakak Jasmine, kalau saya, if you have sex, if you baru je have sex, you won't get pregnant kan? And apparently, dia punya kawan had sex like 10 times without a condom. And the partner actually came inside of her. And then she like did not give birth. And then I was just like, because she's lucky. You know, that's why, because they're lucky. But pregnancies can happen anytime, especially when you're younger. At this age, time ini lah kau paling subur.
Yeah, ba.
Anything can happen. And then there's another story from a friend who's also a sex educator. Dia cakap yang the student guna plastik as a condom.
What?
As a substitute of a condom. Because dia cakap plastik tidak boleh bucur. But then when you think about it, plastik tidak boleh bucur. Tapi kau fikir macam mana plastik tu dibuat? You know, plastik tu dari kilang, kotor, tidak sanitation, and there's no lubrication. So apa yang lubrication yang kau pakai for the plastic? And it's going to be very sakit to masuk inside the girl punya apa, because plastic ba tu kau imagine plastic crumple and then kau paksa masuk dalam, it's so painful. So
and plastic, like that is extreme. I went to this course, no apologies. So it was under this focus on the family, Dr. James Dobson thing. And why the high teen pregnancy rate is because the boys, when they go out and buy condoms, they cannot fit condoms that is yang condom standard yang kena jual di kedai. There's no sizes for boys yang kecil. And when they pakai, yalah, it doesn't serve the purpose lah. So it ends up takoyak ka, terbucur ka, atau something else. And that's why they go with all these other alternatives, I guess.
Right.
Ya kah?
Right. I mean, it could be for this particular issue yang pasal plastik tu was because dorang punya pemikiran yang it will not break. They have
Ini lagi best lah.
They have good intention. I mean, I'm pretty sure. Or it could also be like sometimes susah mau beli condom because of all the stigma and all the stereotype. There was an issue in Singapore where this boy actually and I'm so proud of this boy because he is responsible and he wants to have sex, so he wants to buy a condom. And then bila dia beli condom, dia pergi je sana counter and then the counter cakap, are you of age? Are you an adult? Why are you doing adult things? And then straight away that boy malu and then the boy just lari daripada the kedai. And he did not buy the condom even though he means well. You know? He wants to protect himself. But yeah, it could also be like that. Mungkin the stereotype of sizes definitely is an issue because we have a standard size juga. Yeah, it's all these issues.
This can go on and on and on.
It can.
And
It's
on.
like it's a very interesting conversation to have, but it's also a very important one, but it's a long.
Are you doing a session while you're here?
What? Oh. No, because of like the situation, the COVID and everything. So I was just like, tapi I want to do. I'm actually presenting. So I'm actually part of this festival.
Yeah. Sila.
So I am actually part of this festival. It's called Sugar and Spice Virtual Festival. It's actually a festival where we talk about sex positive topics. So talking about sexual health, how to talk to parents, how parents can talk to children about sex education, talk about kink and fetishes, BDSM, all this like different topics, sex positive topics and dating and stuff. And I will be presenting 2 topics. The first topic is about Vulva Pleasure 101. And the second topic is dating in the digital age. So this is all about online dating and all of that. Itu pun another very, very important topic to talk about is online dating. And this festival is all online. And all of the speakers, and this is the great part, all of the speakers are all Asians. They're all of Asian descent. Because bila kita cakap pasal sex education kan, or sexual health or whatever, it's all orang putih, like people who might not understand where we're coming from. So right now, the organizer was like, no, I want to make this festival all by Asians for Asians. So you have speakers from Malaysia, from Singapore, Indonesia, from US and UK, but all of them are Asians. And it's happening first until the 15th of August. And you can buy tickets online at sugarandspice.asia, or you can just go to my page at @King on Instagram, and ada tuh the link I kasih simpan di sana that you can buy tickets. Yeah.
Senang kerja saya.
Senang kan?
Kalau host saya pulang.
Masih promote. Tapi yeah, I think it's very interesting. Banyak nih topik di sana. Ada 39 session.
So you can pick lah.
You can pick whatever you want to you want. Yeah.
Is this like pre-recorded atau?
It's online. No, it's live.
Wow.
It's on Zoom. So you can like ask questions straight away, whatever you want to do. It's very interesting. I was looking through. I sudah kasih bookmarks to every day. I have a talk to attend. Itu yang shock tuh.
Interesting. How's the ticket like?
The ticket is, I think it's in USD. I think it's 39 USD. I think there's like a few. There's like 39, 49 or something. I can't remember. But it's a lot when you think about it. But I see it as an investment to sort of education, to like understand all these different things. And this is especially good for people yang who is shy to talk about all this issue. So when you attend this sessions, you don't have to do anything. You just sit there and you just listen other people say. And these are all other people who are from where we're from Malaysia, from Singapore, Asia, whatever. And it's nice to have a conversation and to feel safe to have this conversation. Nobody is going to shame you. Nobody is going to make fun of you. It's a safe space for just all of us to learn from each other, which I really, really like. And I'm happy that they're doing this.
So your target audience, I mean, this event punya target
It's 18 and above.
Oh.
So it's not for
Teachers
unfortunate.
should go lah kan.
Teachers, yeah, just
I'm
anybody.
interested.
Yeah. And I'm actually doing a contest on my Instagram. Actually, yeah. But I don't know, Bila, this being aired.
This will be aired in 2 weeks' time.
Okay. So by then the contest will already be done.
Oh.
But actually the event will still be happening in 2 weeks' time. Because it's first until the 14th.
Okay, give me the details. I tried to edit it and begin so that it can coincide with what you're doing. So yeah. Bah. Anything specific that you want to fight for in Sabah if you're doing this here? Any your aspirations, what do you see yourself specifically doing? What are you going to tackle gitu?
I am, one of my biggest dream is to go to schools and talk in schools. That's like my main dream to pergi sekolah, give talks about, sexual health in general, and to just be there, like if they have any questions, if the students have any question, I am more than happy to, I want to answer all those questions, and especially because I understand parents malu want to talk to their children, or even parents don't even know what to talk to the children about. So to have someone neutral masuk dalam the sekolah and just to give all these talks, that's like my biggest dream. And I want to go to not just schools in KK, but like obviously expand outside of KK. And I am so fortunate to have to work with organization that can help me with that, hopefully in the future. That's definitely like one of my big goals.
So you're saying that you're gonna have like a team lah?
I could be if I can have it. I mean, when it comes to what I mean by organization, it just means that like people who know schools or whoever, like you, I'm sure you know your own schools, and like I mean you're also like valuable with your information and your network. I just want to build a network so that I can sort of and just be with anybody who wants to spread the message, the news about sexual health. And I just really would love to have passionate people to be part of the team too.
I guess once you infiltrate one, then it's like mana-mana sudah tu.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking like you would probably need a guy sidekick.
Dia suka bagi tahu. Saya bilang hint. Yes.
I don't know. I don't want to commit, but yeah, it would be. Tidak lah. I mean.
No, yeah.
But yeah, I mean the guys would value. I mean, yalah, sama lelaki kan. Then
yes.
Probably would it be easier for them to share. Then you have like a tag team thing.
No, yeah. I mean, definitely, it's like, I mean, I wouldn't understand whatever boys are going through, right? And to have like a male partner to talk about these things would be so nice. Like, it'll be like I'm doing a session with the girls, and my guy partner is doing a session with the boys, and then we sort of come together and we sort of brainstorm, all of this stuff. That would be like really nice actually. Saya masih lagi mencari whoever that is keen, but like I said,
do you have to be like certified with all these knowledge?
Ideally, if you have like a certification of some sort, that'll be really nice. But I think you could just be certified by like you don't have to go to school for it, but you go through like a facilitated training program. And that's something that I went through with FREM. the Federation of, this is very Federation, something about like marriage and family or something like that. So I went for that with them. So yeah.
It's like a training for trainers gitu lah.
Training for trainers, you get certified, then you kena chop sirim and you are a certified sexual health educator, and you can present that government agency, certified me.
We're talking about government schools sekarang kan.
If you're going to government school.
Ini tak boleh pakai lah.
Yeah. And yeah, but itulah, I'm still finding it out, and once saya tahu, saya bagi tahu kau, then we will see.
What else? What else can we do? Okay, wrap up.
We have to set. Okay, so before we end, I want to set a goal for Egan.
What? Homework?
No, I would love to see how you will grow your platform in what the mission that you just said. And in order to do that, you have to have a concrete goal. Concrete goal meaning, this
stress. Okay.
No, betul, but like this is your passion, this is your mission, this is what you want to.
I guess before this, I was when I interview men.
Yeah.
I always like if they're professionals in what they do, but what about being a dad, being a husband, being a son? I always wanted to ask on that kind of questions, and after tonight, it's like tambah lagi dia punya scope, and I feel like the purpose of me interviewing people is becoming more clear. It's not just being a professional, not just being a part of your unit, your family or your community. It's also how you mewakili kau punya gender.
Yeah.
Oh no, don't start with gender.
Okay.
Oh God. Okay, we can go there in another time.
Yeah. No, but whatever you're doing right now is great. Like, this is what you were talking about. How do I share? How do I talk about this? Is a perfect place to do that.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Actually,
It's just like, let's talk about something. Like, let's talk about your work stuff, but let's talk about these other things. Like, how are you as a father? How do you, just like, let's talk about fatherhood. And then this is like this is already a platform. You're already building it. It's just like, yeah.
This is so validating.
Yeah.
I'm happy.
No, this is great. Whatever this is, sometimes we just do things, we don't know where it's going.
I
know, exactly. You just do things, you don't know where it's going, and as it progresses, you're just like,
I'm doing something here.
Yeah, what else can I do? What else can I tamba? Yeah, that was what I did to myself like 2 years ago when I was 28. Now I'm 30. 28, I was just telling myself, by 30 years old, I want to have something that I can call my own.
Really?
That was my goal.
I'm 40 this year. I don't even know what I'm doing.
This is part of it.
I guess.
This is just like, there's nobody, like, everybody is on a different path in their life. Everybody like are in it's not a race, like, it's just like we're figuring it out as we go on. I am still sort of figuring it out too, but that was my goal, and I had a very clear goal. By 30, I want to have something on my own, and I'm not fully there yet, but I can have something that, like, that's what I mean by the goal has to be very specific. This is also like by a life coach that told me about this. If you want to do a goal, you have to be very specific with your goal. And I was just like, okay lah, 2 years lah, okay lah. It's just like,
God.
Yeah.
This interview has become a counseling session just like that.
But it's good. It's healthy to talk about it. Yeah.
Okay. Jasmine, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for all this. I never have any expectation with my interviews, and I guess this is I don't want to cakap yang everyone else yang saya interview tidak penting, but this is like, I didn't expect this kind of purpose tonight. And
I didn't either.
Yeah, saya ingat kita mau cerita-cerita terus
apa kita mau cakap pasal hari ni, apa pasal sexual health, apa lagi?
Now it became like,
I was like, goal setting.
Yeah.
It's just like, you have a lot of power.
Wait, jangan. Don't.
You can you're already making changes to your art.
yeah, I
Is
guess
what
I
I'm
am.
saying is that I believe in you and I support you and I see you.
Thank you very much.
And I thank you for sharing a vulnerable story and that you're the powerful story that come out of it and you're doing something and I'm so happy. I'm so happy 10 years later lepas kami berkenalan, kami di sini bercakap pasal goals.
Okay, let this conversation not end here. This is the beauty of YouTube lah. You can go to the comment section and leave a comment. What you agree, what you don't agree, what questions you want to pose.
How you survive the whole conversation.
Yeah.
The whole video. Saya tak tahu berapa lama ni video.
Thanks for surviving. Thanks for being here still. Kayu punya, saya punya, I mean, she talks nicely. I need Grammarly. Yeah, let's continue the conversation. My previous video ada juga lah yang sanggup bagi comments yang very, how you say, engaging. Let's continue on that. If boleh tambah lagi lah, then we would have I don't know, a community, a circle yang lagi can I say critically thinking people yang bukan just in YouTube for
It's
the
not just
entertainment.
borak-borak kosong.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like there's
yeah.
content, there's like, you know, some empowering messages, constructive criticism or encouragement.
It can be borak kosong with something that is very positive hidden, and yeah, it can be a haha laugh, but then again, seriously, there's something serious. Okay.
Terima kasih.
Thank you. So this is Sip Sip with Egan, episode entah berapa, ending now.
Good job. Okay. Good job. Good job.